As I crossed the yard, I saw a pile of black ash on the ground. The sight made me feel a little strange and uneasy. I didn't pay it much mind, but when I reached the gate, I noticed something else strange. The gate wasn't closed, but left with a small gap. Although there weren't many thieves in the countryside, my grandmother usually closed the gate before sleeping, but since I had to go so badly, I didn't care much anymore. As I was relieving myself, I felt that the night was particularly cold. It was summer, and while it gets cooler after midnight, this was a bone-chilling cold, like winter. After I finished, I hurried back to my room. As I entered the yard, I closed the gate behind me, which made me feel much more at ease. As I passed through the living room, just for a split second, I thought I saw something, a white shadow flashing by, too fast to see clearly. It was a white blur, and it wasn't in my direct line of sight. It was something that seemed to just flash in the corner of my eye. I looked all around, but there was nothing unusual. The room was empty, without a single soul, filled with an eerie silence. But I didn't give up, because I was certain. In that instant, something had indeed entered my field of vision. There was no mistake. As I walked, I finally saw that white thing again. It had reappeared before me, no longer just a flicker. Moreover, I didn't see it directly, but through a mirror hanging on the wall, an incredibly strange and ghostly sight. Through the mirror, a person was sitting in the old Grandmaster chair in the house. But the person was somewhat ethereal, and in the dark environment, they seemed to emit a faint glow. I didn't recognize his face, yet there was a sense of familiarity. Strangely, however, he seemed completely unaware of my presence. I then looked at the actual Grandmaster chair across from the mirror, based on its position in the reflection. But the chair itself was empty. There was no one there. At that moment, I understood what was happening. It was an undeniable truth. I had encountered a ghost. However, in that instant, I wasn't very scared. I only had two thoughts. One, this person would not harm me, and two, I should try my best not to disturb them. With these two thoughts in mind, I deliberately took a wide berth. I walked towards the bedroom, treading carefully, not wanting to startle the spirit. But when I got to the bedroom, I had a change of heart. I went to the bedside and shook my grandmother awake, hoping she could help me. Seeing that I was still awake, she got a little angry. She asked, "What time is it? Why aren't you asleep? Don't you know we have a lot to do tomorrow?" I stammered that I had just gone to the bathroom in the yard.